If you thought the Grand Prix was the weirdest tournament ever where it was just upset after upset and it was one for the underdogs, then the European Championship will want you to hold its beer. Because that was fucking mental. Like literally we were a leg away from having all 4 players who were outside the top 32 be in the final 4. Like that was a weird tournament, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know what's been going on this year with darts, but darts has gotten so competitive just overnight, it seems. And honestly, I'm all for it, to be fair, because that was a great tournament to watch over the weekend. But yeah, I'm going to do similarly to what I did for the Grand Prix. We're going to do similar review. I'm going to do the best games, in my opinion, the best performers, the worst performers, best averages, worst averages. I'm also going to delve deep into some key players as well. I actually want to talk about just for like a minute or so. So without further ado, let's get into this review. So starting off with the best games, in my opinion, I've got 6 games I've picked out here. Obviously, to be fair, I said it was a great tournament, but there weren't many games where you can think, to be fair, that was a fucking great game of darts. To be fair, I've picked out 6. Again, you may end up disagreeing with some of these, who knows. So first I do have Pietreczko against Damon Heta in round 1. It was just like the most roller coaster game ever. Obviously, Heta took an early lead, then Pietreczko went 3-2 up, then Heta went 5-3 up, and then Pietreczko won the last 3 legs to nick it on the deciding leg. It was just, it had everything in that game, and to be fair, it was a great recipe for an opening round game. It's been in round 1, Humphries against Aspinall. Just honestly, to be fair, it's like being an Nathan Aspinall fan, fucking it's hard sometimes, right? It's fucking hard because if he was playing literally anybody else other than maybe Ritchie Edhouse round 1, Aspinall would have absolutely cruised through that game. But because he's playing fucking Luke Humphries, the world number 1 world champion, who averaged 106. I mean, Aspinall averaged fucking 99 and still fucking only won 2 legs. For Christ's sake, like, it was so unfortunate, man. I mean, to be fair, we were very close to a couple 9 darts. I believe Aspinall got 6 darts in. Humphries got 5, so yeah, it was a good game. I mean, to be fair, both players took it in good strides, and they both looked like they were having fun. And to be fair, it was a good game to watch, but fuck's sake, it's so hard being an Aspinall fan. It really is. Round 2 on Michael Smith against Ritchie Edhouse. I actually missed this match because I was watching football. But from the highlights and what people are saying, it's a fucking great game. I mean, Edhouse 4-1 down after the first session to then come back and win on the deciding leg. I mean, what a game. It was a good game. As well, James Wade against Jermaine Wattimena. I mean, again, so close to a 9-darter. James Wade clipping the wire of the double 12. Like, I mean, to be fair, I'm sure everybody, including James Wade, probably thought that double 12 was in or going in anyway. Like, it was a great game, and Wattimena, I mean, to fair fucking play, he played absolutely brilliantly. Throughout the whole tournament, he played absolutely superbly, and it was no here. It was a great game of darts as well. Again, went down to the deciding leg, which Wattimena took out. I believe it was a 1-2-1 as well. The win on the Bulls at the fucking win. It was just absolutely crazy. Quarterfinal, Pietreczko against Danny Notbeth. Again, another great game. Again, it was pretty similar to the game against Heta in round 1, where Notbeth took an early lead, then Pietreczko came back to the lead, and then they sort of went backwards and forwards, like they were interchanging legs. And then Pietreczko went 9-7 up, and then Notbeth won the last 3 legs on the bounce to win it. And to be fair, Pietreczko, he didn't have a match dart. Like, he went 9-7 up, did not have one match dart to win it. Like, Notbeth locked the fuck in for those last 3 legs. And yeah, again, it was an absolutely brilliant game in that one. And finally, again in the semi-final, Wattimena against Notbeth again. Deciding leg, to be fair, you could tell both players were fucking going all out. It was just crazy. Again, another crazy game with Wattimena. Again, won in the deciding leg. It was really good game of darts, that. So yep, those are my opinion on the 6 best games of the tournament. Let me guys know if you think any other game should have been there. That I missed out maybe. You know, it's all about your opinions as well. So moving on to the best performers, I've got 5 players as well, but I've got 2 honourable mentions as well, which I'll quickly go through now. So my 2 honourable mentions, I've not included this one. Gary Anderson Obviously that first game against Stephen Button was very, very good. Second game against Michael van Gerwen, he absolutely blitzed Van Gerwen. It's just, good. And to be fair, that quarterfinal against Edhouse where he fucking played, I think Anderson still averaged over a ton, and still he got outplayed by Edhouse. Just really, really good. But yeah, Anderson, obviously he's been doing really well on the floor, and this year he hasn't quite been able to replicate that on the TV tournaments. But this weekend, just gone. I mean, yeah, again, he only made it to the quarterfinals, but I think he can be pretty happy with what he did this weekend. Obviously, he probably won't be, but I think he should be as well. Dirk van Duijvenbode as well scraped into the tournament the last possible hour. Again, if Neil Zonneveld had beaten Huybrechts in the semi-finals in Prague, he would have been through. If Huybrechts had beaten Humphries in the final, he would have literally Dirk literally qualified basically the last possible second. And again, most people tipped him to get knocked out first round against Schindler. Convincingly beat Schindler. Convincingly beat Gurney round 2 as well. But I don't know what happened in the quarterfinal against Luke Woodhouse. He just was not having a good day at all. And it was pretty tough to watch, to be fair. But then over that, and those who and I got that top 5. I think for me are the top 5 best performers of the weekend. Sort of with Ricardo Pietreczko again, in his home country Germany. Carrying the home nation of Schindler, and Clemens were fucking shite. He really did. He did really, really well with Pietreczko. I mean, I know we give him a lot of stick over here. But to be fair, I think he's 30 years old. But to be fair, I think he could. I think next year could be a pretty big year for him when he does finally break through. But to be fair, he played very, very well. And again, literally was denied a match draw by Danny Noppert in that quarterfinal. Like, it was pretty game. He should be proud of himself. Also Luke Woodhouse as well. Making his first ever TV semi-final, which is brilliant to see. I believe he's only ever made that far on a pro tour. So fair play to Woodhouse. I mean, again, he didn't play exceptionally. I'll be honest, he didn't have any standout games. But he was very consistent throughout his games. I believe I think his tournament average was about 94, 95. I think that was the tournament average. He knocked out like Ross Smith, Ryan Searle, Dirk van Duijvenbode as well. But I think in the semi-final against Edhouse, he was just outplayed by Edhouse really. But overall, most people probably would have thought he would be knocked out round 1, made it to the semi-finals. So very good for him as well. Danny Noppert as well, obviously made it to the semi-finals last year, and then did the same again this year. Again, he knocked out Joe Cullen with the big fish to win that game as well, which was pretty cool. As well, Mike Decker as well. Obviously, he was coming off his big win at the Grand Prix, so that was a great win for Noppert. And of course, that game against Pikachu in the quarterfinals as well, just pretty good. And to be fair, he played well against Wattimena as well. Again, a deciding leg there. So he had a pretty good tournament. Danny Noppert as well. He was the only survivor out of the top 32. He was the only one of the whole top 32 made it to the fucking semi-final. That's just crazy, really is. And of course, Jermaine Wattimena. Again, to be fair, I think Alan Warner Little said it correctly this weekend. In fact, this run just came out of absolutely nowhere, because other than the Euro 2, he's been non-existent this year, really, Wattimena. But yeah, this run came out of nowhere. Obviously, he beat Peter Wright, whitewashed Peter Wright, the reigning champion, in the first round. Beat James Wade in the last decider in the second round. Destroyed world number 1 and world champion Luke Humphries in the quarterfinals. And then again, obviously, got past Danny Noppert in the semis again and through a last decider. So he had a pretty tough run to the final Wattimena, and he should be very proud. It's also a fact, I mean, to be fair, not many people consider they've destroyed Humphries, especially on a fucking TV stage nowadays. That's just unheard of. But yeah, really good tournament as well. Obviously, I think in the final, to be fair, I think it was just exhaustion. To be fair, because he played the full 21 legs against Noppert. And obviously he played second as well, so I think he was just exhausted, to be fair. And Edhouse just took full advantage. And speaking of which, our brand new major champion Ritchie Edhouse. I mean, to be fair, if you think about it, it made sense for Edhouse to be the European champion, because he's had a brilliant year on the Euro Tour. Obviously, I believe he's played in 11 out of the 13 events. He had to go through the qualifiers, all 11 of those. And I'm pretty sure he made it past the first round, and again, at least 8 or 9 of those made it past the first round as well. So he had a brilliant year on the Euro Tour. So I suppose it makes sense that, you know, he did actually have a good run at this championship. And again, you know, he had a pretty tough run. Obviously, Gian van Veen, he blitzed past him in the first round, then beat Michael Smith again in the last like the start of the second round. Again, blitzed Gary Anderson quarterfinals, and obviously again blitzed Luke Woodhouse in the semifinals, and again blitzed Jermaine Wattimena in the finals. So this year, apart from his game against Michael Smith, Edhouse absolutely just battered everybody that he played this weekend. It was just great tournament player. Obviously number 39 going into this as well. I believe he is now in the top 32. I think he's number 29 now. Again, just absolutely unbelievable weekend for him, and he's had a great year. Obviously, he's qualifying for the match play and the Grand Prix. He's also now qualified for the Grand Slam, which is, I mean, obviously so is Wattimena as well. They're both qualified for the Grand Slam, which is great to see. Yeah, literally, to be fair, again, this tournament was for the underdogs. You know, like again, I said before, like I said again, we were one leg away from the 4 players who were outside the top 32 being the final 4. You know, it was a crazy, really tournament. It really was. But unfortunately, we do have to move on, of course, to the worst performance now. Again, I haven't got any honourable mentions for this one. I've just got my 5. Again, I mentioned for the Grand Prix, but Gerwyn Price just he's lost his fucking drive for the sport. You can tell. Albeit he averaged 96 against Darryl Gurney, but you can tell he just wasn't at his absolute best at all. He's already said that he's not going to be going to the Grand Slam, which, you know, like that's his fucking playground. And the fact that he's not even going to go to the qualifiers, I think, just says it already. He just hasn't got the appetite for the sport anymore. It's shit to say, because obviously it isn't the same about Gerwyn Price. You know, obviously he's the pantomime villain, if you want to put it that way. And for him to just like not even go to qualifiers for games, it's sad. It really is sad to see. Ross Smith, just what the fuck was that performance against Luke Woodhouse round 1? He just didn't fucking turn up at all. And as we'll see later in the order of merit, obviously Ross Smith obviously was defending prize money this year, because he won it 2 years ago. He had to make the final minimum this year, and he got knocked out round 1. So yeah, he's lost a lot of prize money there. Dave Chisnall, I mean, again, getting whitewashed is never great. I mean, obviously, yeah, it was against Michael Smith, so you could say it's harsh, but yeah, to be fair, ITV and Sky, they need to stop putting Chisnall as the last match on it, because you just know he's going to be absolutely peppered. He's not going to play well at all. And again, I know that's not their fault. Chizzy should fucking control his fucking alcohol intake, but yeah, like, just not good enough at all again from Chisnall. And it's just another waste opportunity at a major tournament. It's just, when is it going to ever happen for Dave Chisnall? Like, I'm pretty sure I said this like 2 weeks ago. I'm probably going to be saying that again after the Grand Slam's over. You know, when's it going to ever happen for Chizzy, you know? Peter Wright, again, just whitewashed. Obviously, he was the reigning champion. Going into this, whitewashed by the lowest ranked player at the event. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he averaged like 71. It was just, what the fuck, Wrighty? What the hell? Like, oh, just not a great weekend from Peter Wright at all. And then finally, Luke Littler. Like, what on earth happened to him against Andrew Gilden? I mean, yeah, he averaged 95 still, but he just struggled a lot. It was just the worst he's played on a TV stage in a while. I don't know why, but just other than his run into the quarters at the UK Open, he's just struggling in the majors. And I know he's won the Premier League, but you know, in actual like ranking majors, he's getting knocked out in the first round. I mean, in a match play, fair enough. You know, he had MVG first, and obviously Van Gogh played probably the game of his fucking career. Again, and then obviously against Rob Cross in the Grand Prix, again, you can make an argument for it, but here, normal format against Andrew Gilden, who was already beaten before. You'd think, obviously back to using his old darts again. I mean, to be fair, literally last weekend in Prague, broke the Czech Darts Open record twice for averages. He just fucking absolutely collapsed for this one. I just don't know what his problem is. You know, it just isn't going right for Luke Littler at the major tournaments. Obviously, he's got 3 more coming up to the Grand Slam, Players Final and the Worlds to correct that. So we'll have to see what he does there. So now we're going into the top 3 averages throughout the whole tournament. So at number 3 we do have Ritchie Edhouse. He averaged 103.91 against Gary Anderson in the quarterfinals. Just absolutely mesmerizing performance from Edhouse. Again, I've already mentioned it, but throughout this whole tournament he's just been absolutely sensational. And the fact that he averaged only 104 in a major quarterfinal against Gary Anderson. I know it's 2024 now, but it's still a 2-time world champion Gary Anderson, who is one of the best players to ever have picked up a dart. To average 104 and to convincingly beat him in the quarterfinals is insane, absolutely nuts. Number 2 is Luke Humphries in his game against Nathan Aspinall. Averaged 106.49. Just again, it was just one of those games where Humphries looked as though he was going to be cruising through another tournament, but just stalled against Wattimena. But yeah, that first game was absolutely nuts. 106.49. Aspinall himself averaged about 99 and still only won 2 legs. Just crazy game. Like Humphries, just when he needs to, he can turn it on like that. He is the best in the world for the reason at the minute. And then number 1 was the very first match of the whole weekend. Ritchie Edhouse again, the second appearance on this list, averaging 109.48 against Gian van Veen. Like, we should have known. We should have known from this game that Edhouse was going to have a great weekend. I mean, some people probably did. But yeah, averaging nearly 110 against Gian van Veen. I believe Van Veen only won 1 leg as well. Just utterly mental from Ritchie Edhouse. And again, he's had an absolutely brilliant weekend, brilliant tournament. And to be fair, I can't sing his praises enough. He's played really well. So now looking at my predictions that I made. Obviously, I remember my last video was me predicting the whole tournament, which was it was a bit of an outlandish task, and especially with what actually happened. Yeah, it's not gone great. So yeah, I'm in round 1 out of the 16 people that predicted to actually win. I believe only 9 did. Daryl Gurney, Ryan Searle, Ritchie Edhouse, Michael Van Gerwen, Gary Anderson, Luke Humphries, Johnny Clayton, Mike Decker, Danny Knopper. It was them 9 who won. Obviously, so in green is who I predicted would actually win. But only 9 of them actually went through. So Schindler, Smith, Chizzy, Cross, Wright, Littler, or Damon Hunter as well, all in round 1. So yeah, pretty nuts there. Round 2, I believe I only got 1 from the next couple. So out of the ones who I predicted to get the quarterfinals, only 1 did, and that was Luke Humphries. Again, obviously he shouldn't have make it. Obviously, but MVG got beat by Anderson. Cross didn't make it. Mike Decker lost to Danny Knopper as well. So yeah, not great there. And then the quarters, obviously the one person who I actually had remaining in the quarters got fucking knocked out, didn't they? Fucking Luke Humphries, he's usually Mr. Reliable. But yeah, he got knocked out quarterfinals. So yeah, my entire final 4 and final did I was all wrong. Pretty much my whole quarterfinals was wrong as well, bar 1. It was just that creative a tournament. Obviously, I backed Luke Humphries to win the whole thing, and to be fair, going into finals day on Sunday, it looks like it probably was going to be the case, but again, he just didn't do very well in the quarterfinals. And then on the left as well, I'll see what happens. So I actually have my own little score predictions throughout the whole weekend. So obviously these were the actual games. Yeah, not brilliant, as you guys can tell. See, I predicted the final outcome. Obviously, I didn't get any correct scores, which is it's harder to do in leg play, I find, than actual set play. But yeah, that's the actual outcome. Yeah, look at round 2. Look at that. 2 correct outcome that Luke Humphries and Ricardo Pacheco, just crazy, absolutely mental. And then to end things off, we are going to be looking at the brand new order. Man, this is the first time I'm actually looking at this since the weekend, so it's my genuine reaction. Look at Luke Humphries, man. Luke Humphries could be the first ever Edhouse player to have £2 million worth of prize money, which could be absolutely mental. It's crazy stuff. Obviously, yeah, not too many changes in the top 8. Damon Head is now up to number 9 in the world. Button's now up to 11. Danny Knopper is now up to number 12. So, yeah, I don't know if people realise, but Danny Knopper was actually number 7 in the world at the start of the year. He then went down, I believe he went down as far as 17. And now he's back up to number 12 again because that little run there. So he's doing alright. Obviously, Button went up as well. James Wade now up in the top 14. He's now comfortably in the top 16, you could say. Well, not comfortably, but he's in there now. He's starting to make his way up the rankings, which is great to see. Ryan Searle in the top 16 as well, I believe for the first time this year. Searle's in the top 16, which is good. Littler now up to 18 as well, which is great. Anderson now up to the top 20. Obviously, one of the big moves was Ross Smith. Obviously, as I mentioned before, he lost prize money from this tournament no matter what. He's now down to number 22, which is he was number 9 going into the tournament. One defeat, he's now number 22. Like honestly, I feel bad for Ross Smith. I really do, because all of he's had a really good year on the tour. I believe he was like 19, 18, I believe at the start of the year. Made it all the way to number 9, and then one game he's now back down to worse the way he was before. Like honestly, I feel so fucking bad for him. I really do. But then again, obviously he had prize money to defend, and he fucking played like shit against Woodhouse. So it's his own circumstance really. Ritchie Edhouse now up in the top 32. He's now number 29 in the world. He was number 59 at the start of the year. He's gone up 30 spots already, and he's still got the Grand Slam and the World Championship to be. Obviously, and also, well, it's going to be lucky. He probably will be seeded at the World Championship now as well, which is absolutely sensational for him. As well, Christopher Strateski number 31. I believe he was 24, so he's now number 31. Luke Woodhouse made a movie now up to 34. Jermaine Wattimena now up to 37 as well. So great, he had a good weekend as well. That's basically that wasn't Rick Evans now gone. Yeah, it wasn't really. It was mostly around here where the big changes were this weekend. But yeah, again, after the big ones, Ross went down number 22. Edhouse now number 29. So yeah, big move was there. So again, it looks so Edhouse will be ranked, and so he's seeded for the World Championship, which is again great to see. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. And going into the end of the year, it really is. So guys, that's going to be it for this review. It's gone a little bit while, about 22 minutes or so. Hope you guys have enjoyed it enough to sit through the whole thing. If you have, you're a legend, and I hope you are you're class. My next so obviously coming up this week, the final 2 Pro Tours tomorrow and on Thursday. Obviously, I'm recording on Tuesday. The video might not be up until Wednesday, to be fair, depending on how quick I can get it edited. Last 2 Pro Tours, the final chances to qualify for the Players Finals, I believe. Actually, I believe. Hang on, let me quickly have a look at the provisions. So here's the current order of merit for the Players Championship. So this isn't. So I believe that if you've got order merit Pro Tour, so that's actual Pro Tour live order merit. Actually, as of before 29, 20, and 30. But if we go into the actual Players Finals race, as you can see, so up to obviously the top 64. Go through. So yeah, in terms of the big move, obviously Nathan Aspinall creating 64. Shit. Obviously, I believe he was 32 going into the final European Championship race, and he did qualify in the end. But yeah, that's not. He's literally level with Nick Kenny at the moment as well. Obviously, it's tight. It really is tight. See, Aspinall, he's going to need a good run, some good runs at the Pro Tours, I think, just to to ensure his spot at Minehead. Obviously, he didn't make it last year. Hopefully, you can actually do better this year. Is anyone like big not making Pietresco's quite far out there? Keane Barry. That's about it, to be fair, I suppose. Yeah, that's probably about it, to be fair. Has anyone actually officially qualified yet? I don't actually know. I would assume, like, looking at it, so I think guaranteed, like, you guarantee like 30k from there. So pretty much anyone. So I think Menzies upwards are pretty much there. But I would assume, realistically, probably the top 32 probably all definitely qualified. You could say. I don't know. I haven't done the maths, so I don't know. I'm just waffling. But yeah, last 2 Pro Tours to go. Before the cut-off last Players Championship as well. And on Friday, there's obviously the Grand Slam qualifiers. Again, we go back to the order. I mean, I want to mention now, Chris Dobie and Damon Hedder have won 5 Pro Tours between them already. And they both have to go through the qualifiers. It's absolutely crazy. So, in terms of order for people who have to walk the qualifiers, so Johnny Clayton, Nathan Aspinall, Damon Hedder, Danny Nobbit, Chris Dobie, James Wade, Ryan Searle, Joe Cullen, Andrew Gilding, Ross Smith, Martin Chandler. So yeah, I believe there's 8 spots available for qualifying. So if you go to the top 8, Clayton, obviously Price has already said he's not doing it. So Clayton, Aspinall, Hedder, Nobbit, Dobie. Hang on. Clayton, Aspinall, Hedder, Nobbit, Dobie, Wade, Searle, Cullen. So yeah, obviously there's only 8 spots available. So out of the people who haven't qualified yet, so up to Joe Cullen is the last spot for like order merit wise. Obviously, obviously you haven't incorporated like Gilden, Ross Smith, Schindler. Sorry, Schindler, he's already qualified. I'm talking shit. So Gilden, Smith, and has Ross Smith already qualified as well? No, he hasn't. Because he hasn't won on the Euro Tour. Mike, obviously, that guy's he qualified as well. So yeah, to be fair, like most of the top 32 have qualified. I think only ones to have obviously Van Veen. Actually, Van Veen has qualified. So for Vitalski, Dolan, Clemens, Barney, Gurney, Dirk, Ross Smith, Girling, Cullen, Searle, Wade, Dobie, Nobbit, Vandenberg. Sorry, Aspinall. So yeah. I'm just waffling, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, obviously only 8 people can actually qualify for the Grand Slam qualifiers now. So yeah, there's a chance some big names are going to be missing out, especially if there are some underdog runs as well. So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So yeah, the Grand Slam starts a week on Saturday. So I'm going to do my predictions for that. I think I'm going to do it similar to how I did at the Grand Prix, but I'm going to do like a match by match. Obviously, it's spread out throughout the whole week. So it is going to be easier for me to actually do the predictions. So I think I'll go back to doing that. But if you guys want me to do a full tournament prediction, then do let me know and I'll definitely consider it. So yep, that's it for me. Nearly half an hour in now. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.